Hey friends, Sonia here with Ellie and Meth today, and I want to show you a hack that I think is super fun. It's very on trend right now, and that is bishop sleeves. So this is a really simple hack. I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. We are going to use a dolman sleeve, so that is a style like this one where the sleeve actually starts as part of the bodice and then has a seam kind of somewhere in the arm. And I'm going to show you how to slash and spread this part to get that bishop sleeve. And then I'm also going to show you using a set-in sleeve, which is a traditional sleeve with the seam at the shoulder. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first thing I'll point out is when we're adjusting our sleeve length, depending on what pattern you're using, you want to make sure that you make your sleeve longer so that you have room for it to billow a bit right here, you see, because that you want this extra bit of fabric to create that kind of bishop sleeve look. So when you're cutting your sleeve, you want to make sure that the actual length is about to your knuckles. Now the pattern that I started with is the traveler dress, and I made a few modifications to this, but I will link to the Facebook post where I put all the modifications, because today we're just talking about the bishop sleeve. And so the traveler dress actually has a thumb hole cuff on it, so I ended up shortening it because that one, it actually ends up being about this long with the thumb hole cuff. But typically, if you had a regular sleeve that only goes to about your wrist, you're going to want to lengthen it to about your knuckles. So you can kind of measure, maybe add about 4 inches, add a little bit extra. I always add a little extra. That way you can try it on before you add your cuffs and make sure that it is the right length, and you can trim it up a bit from there. So I'll show you the modifications that I made to the sleeve for this one, and you get a bit of pooling here, which actually creates that nice bishop look. So always err on the side of caution and make them a little bit longer.
So the first thing that we're going to do is trace our sleeve out so that it is no longer a pattern piece that says on the fold. All we have to do that is to trace it both sides and make sure that you make little marks to line up that center so that you have a full sleeve pattern piece. We want to do this so that we can slash and spread across the entire sleeve. Now, I'd mentioned earlier that the traveler pattern has a sleeve that includes a thumb hole cuff, so I'm just going to trim right above that thumb hole cuff, which will put the sleeve length at about my knuckles. And I'm just using my ruler to mark that same distance from the bottom of the sleeve all the way across. That way we're trimming off an equal amount across the whole bottom of the sleeve. Now remember, if you're using a regular sleeve that doesn't have a thumb hole cuff in it, which most sleeves do not, they just go to your wrist, you are going to be lengthening your sleeve rather than shortening it like I am. Now we're just cutting this out so we can go ahead and begin our slash and spread. If you guys have seen my other videos, you know that I like to eyeball things. You can definitely measure this if you would rather, but all I'm doing is making 3 lines across the sleeve that divide it into about quarters, and then I'm cutting those lines, leaving a tiny bit still connected at the very top so my pieces don't all come apart. So I'm just putting a couple pieces of washi tape on the corners here so that my pattern piece will stay put. And next, we are going to put a piece of tracing paper over the top of this in order to trace out our final pattern piece. Now, this is the piece that we're actually going to be using, the piece that we're tracing right now. Now I'm just putting my pattern weights down so that this doesn't move around, and then I'll spread out those 2 middle pieces so that everything is slashed and spread nice and even. All I'm going to do is trace out this new pattern piece around our outside perimeter, and then we'll cut this out and throw away the piece underneath that has the slashes in it. You'll notice that I straighten out the bottom a bit because that slash and spread left it a little bit uneven, so I just straightened mine out. I'm also going to show you just sped up that this is the same process if you're using a set-in sleeve rather than a dolman sleeve. So I'm just taking a regular sleeve here, tracing it out, and then we are going to do the same method that we did before. which is to cut out your sleeve and then create multiple slash marks across the piece. I don't recommend using butcher paper for this, it's very curly. But what I did is I'm actually creating more slash marks than I did with the dolman sleeve just because the cap of the sleeve at the shoulder is much more rounded. So I'm gonna make sure that that doesn't get too distorted by creating more slash marks across here. So I'm going to do the same as I did before and cut down those lines, leaving a small piece at the top still connected so that I can not have my pieces go everywhere. As you can see, butcher paper is very curly. I highly recommend just getting tracing paper. I will link that in the comments below because this paper was just giving me fits. And I had to use so many weights, but we figured it out. I've got all my slashes spread out nice and evenly. I do try and keep even gaps between each of those slash marks, and then I go through and tape each one. And on this one, because the paper is a lot thicker, I ended up just taping it to the paper beneath it rather than tracing a new piece since I couldn't see through it. But it's the same method. I'm just going to trace around that perimeter and we've got our new pattern piece for a set-in sleeve. So you can see that this is the same method if you wanted to do this on a pattern that is not a dolman.
Okay, so the next part that we're going to work on is adding our cuffs. Once we have tried our shirt on and we trim the fabric to about your knuckles, then you can go ahead and add your cuffs. Now you can just use pretty much any cuff from any pattern. I used the undercover hoodie cuffs just because it was one that I had handy. And what we're going to see is that the amount of fabric right here is too much to actually stretch your cuff to fit it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sew a basting stitch, which is just a long length of a stitch around our sleeve, and then we gather it in and we can pin it into our cuff. The reason we do that is because since our cuff is small and kind of a little bit more fitted around the wrist, we can't stretch it enough to accommodate the amount of fabric that is here. And so that way, with gathering it, we're going to be able to make it nice and even and get this nice even billow here.
So I'm at my machine and I'm going to go ahead and pull both my bobbin and needle threads extra long so it's easy to pull those basting stitches. And I changed my stitch length to 5 so that it's extra long. Now I'm just sewing all the way around the edge of the cuff. If you want to, you can do 2 rows of basting stitches. I know that's a lot easier for some people. I typically only do 1. That's my personal preference, but it's a bit easier to get your gathers nice and even with 2. Totally your call. Now I am just going to pull the bobbin thread and start distributing those gathers nice and even around the cuff. Now I want to pull these so that my fabric for my sleeve is just slightly smaller than my cuff so it fits inside. We're going to put the cuff around the outside of the sleeve. Once I feel that my gathers are the size that I would like them, I actually like to take my long bobbin threads and tie them in a knot. That way my gathering doesn't go anywhere and or shift when I am putting it inside the cuff, and it just kind of holds it in place. So now we go ahead and put our cuff over the sleeve. Now we're putting these right sides together. I've got my shirt right side out as well. And make sure you match up all those raw edges. Now what I like to do is take the seam of the cuff and the seam of the sleeve and pin those together so that's all nice and even. And then I'll take a pin and pin exactly on the opposite end of that, and then we can go around and spread our gathers through the center. You all know that I typically will use clips, but in this case I am actually using long pins, and the reason I'm using pins is I'm going to sew over them later. I want to make sure that those gathers all stay in place, and that's really hard to do with a serger, so I'm actually pinning this really well around the cuff, and then I'm going to baste it all together before I ever take it to my serger, because what can happen when you put it through the serger is it can feed unevenly and your gathers will move around and they won't be even anymore. So I'm making sure to pin this really, really well, and then we're going to baste it so that it stays, all those gathers stay in place before we serge it. So make sure that you have your cuff up and your sleeve towards the feed dogs. That way the gathers are being pulled through by your feed dogs. And just using that same long basting stitch that we used before, you're going to go ahead and baste all of these layers together. I know this step seems a little bit tedious, but I promise it's worth it to keep those gathers in the right spot, especially if you're doing a really, really full bishop sleeve and you have a lot of gathers. It's so important to baste this and make sure that those all stay where they're supposed to. Make sure you take all of your pins out, and now we can go ahead and serge this. I still like to keep it the same way with my cuff up and my gathers towards the machine. That way the feed dogs are pulling those through. Even though it's basted, I still like to do it this way so nothing gets pushed around. And then just take extra care as you're going to make sure that none of the other sleeve or cuff pieces are getting caught in there that shouldn't be. Now we're just going to take our seam ripper and remove all of those basting stitches. It's important to take these out because you don't want any tension in your sleeve, and also if you're anything like me, they're a completely different color than your garment, so you don't want those showing. So we're going to go ahead and just take all of those out. And then you can go ahead and turn your cuff right sides out and you have your bishop sleeve all done.
Okay, so now we have our two different styles of sleeves that we have slashed and spread. And what's really fun about this is you can really choose, depending on how much you space it out, how much volume you get in this sleeve. Now this looks really, really wide, and what you want to play around with is how much fabric you want around here. Now I wanted mine to be nice and slouchy. This is obviously kind of that oversized pullover that is super, super on trend right now, and I wanted a bit of extra fabric. I really wanted to kind of pronounce that. So mine is, let's measure this. Okay, so on this one, we're at about 17 inches, and on this one that we made, we are actually even quite a bit longer, probably another 4.5 inches longer. So this one is going to have even more volume. So you can really play around with this method and just see how full you want your sleeves and really customize it to the look that you're going for. You also want to take into account what fabric you're using. Now this is a open, or not, well, it's a little bit of an open weave sweater knit. Hopefully you can see that there. So we've got a waffle texture on here, and let's see. Yeah, so you can kind of see my skin through there. It's a little bit of an open weave, but it's still very, very textured. So I wanted to make sure, because it's a little bit of a bulkier fabric, to have a little bit of a wider sleeve to make sure that it gives, you know, that extra volume. So this is definitely something that you can play around with and really have a lot of fun, customize it to your own personal wants and needs. There are huge bishop sleeves out there in the really high fashion. I don't think I can necessarily pull those off, but I would love to see somebody try it. They're so bold and so much fun. So play around with this technique, and I hope you guys enjoy it.